Ladies and gentlemen, the demonstration you're about to see showcases many of the skills and techniques we train our Ranger students in, and those skills and techniques require
Probably not.
action demonstration. First, I'd like to take a moment to recognize some very special Rangers we have in the audience today. These Rangers will see their grandsons and sons graduate from today's class. Second and third generation Rangers, continuing the great Ranger legacy. So if you are Ranger qualified and you have a grandson or son graduating today's class, please stand so we can recognize you.
Got him set up back there.
Next, I would like to
He has an
recognize
A&M shirt.
the graduating Ranger
He's wearing
students of class
maroon A&M.
0609. Ladies and gentlemen, the demonstration you're about to see showcases many of the skills and techniques we train our Ranger students in, and those skills and techniques required in today's Army Ranger to be successful on the modern battlefield. So without further delay, I'll introduce our first narrator, Sergeant First Class Howerton, a U.S. Army Ranger.
My name is Sergeant First Class Howard. I'm an instructor here at the Vintage Phase of Ranger School. I have served in various light and over-infantry units, most recently as a platoon sergeant in the 82nd Airborne Division. I'm currently assigned to Bravo Company, the Training Battalion. The history of the American Ranger is a long and colorful one, with a proud heritage, which dates back some 300 years. During the American colonial period, Ranger techniques and methods of operations were inherent characteristics of our frontiersmen. As early as the 1700s, these frontiersmen, commonly referred to as Rangers, were patrolling our frontier from New England to the Carolinas in defense against the Indians. Probably the most legendary and most successful of all these units were Rogers Rangers, formed in 1756 by Major Robert Rogers. Presently, over 400 Indians have been formed by leaders such as Merrill, Mosby, Morgan, and Darby. Their gallantry and success in combat is legendary. During World War II, Ranger battalions operated from the Mediterranean to the South Pacific, as well as all the way out to the beaches of Normandy. During the Korean conflict, volunteers were formed into 18 Airborne Ranger companies, 7 of which were trained right here at Fort Benning. 6 were committed to combat and continue to hold the high standard for courage and daring. In the Republic of Vietnam, Ranger companies operated from the Delta to the DMZ, providing long-range reconnaissance and surveillance operations to the engineers and the commanders in the field. In 1983, 1st and 2nd Ranger Battalion led the way by conducting the airborne assault onto the island of Grenada during Operation Urgent Fury. At that same time, with the activation of the Ranger Regiment, establishment of light divisions, and the renewed interest in low-intensity and mid-intensity conflicts, the need for Ranger training increased. The Army recognized the need for Ranger qualified officers and non-commissioned officers to provide leadership in various units throughout the Army. The success of this initiative was evident in December of 1989 when the 75th Ranger Regiment, along with heavy, light, and special operations forces, successfully conducted their mission during Operation Just Cause. More recently, Ranger qualified leaders have been vital to the unit's mission success in Operation Desert Storm, Operation Restore Hope in Somalia, Operation Uphold Democracy in Haiti, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Ranger course is 61 days in duration, broken down into 3 phases, with each phase being conducted in a set geographical location and over varying types of terrain, ranging from steep rugged mountain peaks to coastal swamps. The bidding phase is 3 weeks in duration, conducted by the 4th Ranger Training Battalion. Next, 3 weeks in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Dahlonega, Georgia, conducted by the 5th Ranger Training Battalion. And finally, 3 weeks in the Florida swamps at Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, conducted by the 6th Ranger Training Battalion. The purpose of the Ranger course is to provide leadership capabilities, confidence, competence, and combat functional skills in select officer and non-commissioned officer volunteers so that they, upon completion of the Ranger course, may return to the units and conduct Ranger-type training. thus increasing the high state of training that exists in the United States Army today, as well as allowing all infantry units the capability to conduct Ranger-type missions. The Ranger course is realistic, rugged, and to a degree hazardous. The student is taxed both physically and mentally during 9 weeks of training. In summary, we feel that the Ranger course is the highest state of combat preparedness that exists in the United States Army today. We will now demonstrate for you some of the techniques and capabilities which a Ranger is trained to use. The first of these being demolitions. Extensive demolition training allows the Ranger to attack and destroy a wide variety of objectives. Although there are many types of explosives, Compton C4 is one that is most commonly used. As you can see, this is a white plastic explosive which can be cut or molded into any shape. Due to the pliability of this explosive, it can be used to create a wide variety of extreme charges. Charges such as the ribbon charge. This charge is used to cut irregular shape as well as flat steel targets. The shape charge. This charge is used on any hard surface objective such as roads or vehicles. This charge can be readily improvised using any cone-shaped material. We have constructed this charge by using a 1-4 container, and we have made a cone shape in the C4. You'll also notice that all charges are dual primed to ensure positive detonation. And finally, we have the timber cutting charge. There are various methods to construct this charge. You can do it as we have here by having a charge on one side of the tree and a kicker charge further up on the opposite side of the tree. Or you can cut a notch into the tree and set the charge into that notch, and once again have a kicker charge further up on the opposite side of the tree to ensure the direction of fall. Or you can simply encircle the entire tree, something like the ribbon charge. All charges are primed using the Modernized Demolitions Matter System, commonly referred to as MDI. These consist of a high-strength and low-strength blasting cap and use to detonate all military explosives. Here we have a training board, which has some of the firing systems and demolitions accessories which a Ranger is trained to use. First, the M81 fuse igniter. This is used to ignite various things of time fuse a shot tube. Next, the M11, M14, and M15 firing systems. These have high-strength blasting caps and use to detonate all military explosives. And finally, the M12 and the M13 firing systems. These have low-strength blasting caps and use to detonate various things of time fuse a shot tube. Some of the demolitions of which a Ranger is trained to use is detonation cord, Compton C4, TNT, and a flex charge which is to blow doors and breach walls. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will now focus your attention to the far side of the pond, there you'll see a connex which a flex charge would be used to blow open the doors. You also witness a detonation of some of these other expedient charges. We have targets from previous demonstrations. The ribbon charge. Notice a smooth, clean-cut effect. The shape charge. Notice a large hole blown in the steel plate. And when properly employed, Compton C4 is capable of falling any size tree. Now that you've seen some of the capabilities of Compton C4, some of its characteristics are that it is almost insensitive to shock or friction, and more than likely should not detonate when struck by a small arms fire or rough handling. No, actually, Compton C4 is absolutely impervious to shock or friction and can be beaten around without fear of detonation. Another technique capability which a Ranger is trained to use is military mountaineering. The next year will be Sergeant First Class Reddish, the United States Army Ranger.
Mountaineering.
That's funny. Few Rangers that would essentially do it.
My name is Sergeant First Class Reddish. I'm an instructor here at the Benifacia Ranger School. I have served in several airborne infantry units, most recently as a squad leader for the 82nd Airborne Division. I'm currently assigned to Alpha Company, 4th Ranger Friends Battalion. The battalion is an integral part of the mountaineering which is tied here in the Ranger Force. It was a means of sending a vertical surface by the means of a mechanical device